Hello, everyone. It's Marc Dixon from your local Allstate agency right here in Hawaii. Welcome back to another episode of Insurance Made Simple. Now, before we get started, got my purple shirt on today as acknowledgement to the Pro City Senior League Baseball team that won the 2026 Senior League Baseball World Series. Shout out to them and to all of us that cut our teeth at Pacheco Park. Congrats, guys. Now, today we're answering a question that I received recently from my insureds, and it's a really good question. Now, they asked, can my insurance company change my coverage without my knowledge or permission? And the short answer is, well, it depends on what we're talking about. Now, an insurance company generally can't just decide, hey, Mark, let's change your coverage today and let's see if you notice. I mean, that's not how it works. But there are certain situations where your policy or certain coverages can change without you specifically requesting the change. And then one of the biggest examples of that is a change in the law. So let's start with auto insurance. Now, here in Hawaii, there was a significant change to the state's minimum auto insurance requirements that took effect January 1st, 2026. Now, before the change, Hawaii's minimum bodily injury liability limits were 2040. That's 20,000 per person and 40,000 per accident. The minimum property damage liability limit was $10,000. Now, that's commonly referred to as 2040-10. As of January 1st, 2026, the minimum limits increased to 40-80-20. That's $40,000 per person, $80,000 per accident, and $20,000 for property damage. Now, these new minimums apply to new and renewal personal auto policies with effective dates on or after January 1st. So if you're looking at your renewal and you notice that your liability limits are different, you may be thinking, wait a minute, I didn't ask for that. And you're right. You didn't necessarily request it. And the reason is the law changed. Your insurance policy has to comply with the law. So, can an insurance company just change anything? Well, generally, no. Your insurance policy is a contract. The coverages, the limits, the deductibles, and endorsements are not something the company can simply change randomly without following the applicable policy terms and laws and regulatory requirements. But there are other situations where your coverage or premium can change. For example, let's say you have a homeowner's policy and you decide to remodel your kitchen. You replace the cabinets, upgrade the countertops, buy new appliances, and then suddenly your kitchen looks like it belongs in a home renovation show. Well, congratulations. But your insurance company may need to know about those improvements. Now you might ask why? Because you've potentially increased the replacement cost and the value of what's in your home and the home itself, and your policy may need to be updated. So here's another example. Let's say you have a teenage driver and you add them to your auto policy. Your coverage limits may stay exactly the same, but your premium could change because the risk associated with the policy has changed. Or maybe you buy a new car, right? You sell one car and then you replace it with another car. Your premium can change because now you're insuring a different vehicle. Again, that's not necessarily the insurance company secretly changing your coverage. It's the policy changing because the circumstances changed. So, what about homeowners insurance? Well, this is where I really encourage people to pay attention to their renewal notice. Your insurance company may make changes that affect your policy at renewal, subject to the terms of your policy and Hawaii insurance regulations. So, you may see changes in your premium, your coverage limits, your deductibles, or available endorsements. Now, sometimes those changes are related to changes in the insurance market or underwriting requirements. That doesn't mean someone randomly changed your policy, but it does mean that you should read your renewal. And please, don't do what most people do. Don't take that renewal notice, open that envelope, look at the premium only, say, ugh, and then throw it on the kitchen counter right next to the Costco receipt and the instruction manual for the rice cooker, that rice cooker, the one you've had for 6 years, and you still haven't read the manual or thrown away the receipt. Now, take a few minutes and look at your policy. And here's what I recommend. When you receive your renewal, look at three things. All right, the first thing, number one, look at your coverage limits. Did your liability limits change? Did your dwelling coverage change? Did your personal property coverage change? Did your deductibles change? Second thing, look at your premium. I mean, obviously, everybody looks at that number. That's the number most people look at first, but don't stop there. Find out why it changed. And number three, look for changes in your policy. Maybe there's a new endorsement, a changed deductible, or a change to a coverage that you weren't expecting. Now, if something doesn't make sense, call your agent. That's what we're here for. And then here's my biggest piece of advice. Don't wait until you have a claim to find out exactly what your policy covers. That's a terrible time to discover that you misunderstood your deductible, you didn't really know your limits, or an exclusion, right? Insurance should be something you understand before you need it. So, can your insurance company change your coverage without your permission? Now, the answer is sometimes, right? Changes can occur without you specifically requesting them, but there's a big difference between an insurance company randomly changing your coverage and a change occurring because of a new law, or a policy renewal, or a change in your circumstances, or the terms of your insurance contract. And Hawaii's 2026 auto liability minimum change is a perfect example. The law changed, so policies had to meet the new requirements. So here's the bottom line. Don't just look at your insurance renewal and ask, man, how much did I pay last year and what am I paying now? How much did my premium go up? Also ask, what's changed? Right? That's a much better question. And if you don't understand something, call your insurance agency. Again, that's what we're here for. So if you found this video helpful, please like the video, share it with a friend or family member, and then subscribe to the channel. Now, you can catch more episodes of Insurance Made Simple with me. I'm Marc Dixon, your local Hawaii Allstate insurance agent. Stay safe, live aloha, and have a mayhem-free day. And I'll see you in the next video. Aloha.